What's going on, Bigger Pockets? It's Matt. We're here in Philadelphia. This is a video tour of a fix and flip that we did using other people's money. We're going to talk all about doing flips with other people's money. We're going to talk about just flipping houses. This is my business partner, Andressa Labrace.
Hi.
Hi. So we're going to wait for a few folks to jump in and we'll start doing some Q&A. We'll do all kinds of really cool stuff. We'll show you guys some ways that we redeveloped the second floor of this property to make it just, I think probably made us a bunch of money on the second floor. What do you think? With the revamping of
I think so. That was based on what the neighborhood is offering at the moment, what is selling quicker, and what the demand wants.
So we're gonna take you guys through that. We're gonna take you through just optimizing flips, flip planning. We're gonna go over some numbers with you on this fix and flip too. So
super excited.
Yeah, it is really excited. So cool. If you guys love fix and flips and you want to know how to do it with other people's money, give me a like. I love seeing the likes and the hearts and things like that come across. So give me a like if you guys like flipping. If you like flipping houses and you want to know how to do it with other people's money, because I want to teach you guys how to do it. Today and on Friday, I'm teaching a webinar at 2 o'clock Eastern on how to flip houses with other people's money. So give me a like. Look at the likes. Look at the likes. Awesome, Mark Patterson. Welcome, Mark. What's up, man? Cool. We love you too. I love you guys too. And when they do the laughing face, it makes me laugh.
It's not too difficult to make you laugh.
I know. Don't do the laughing face. Makes me laugh when you guys do that. Stop. All right. So if you guys don't know, my name is Matt Faircloth. I was on the podcast number 88 and number 203. I'm a regular blogger and video logger for Bigger Pockets. Do Facebook Living every other week too. And this is Andressa. She's my business partner for our flips in the Philadelphia area. So you can check me out at M Faircloth. Matt Faircloth is my name, and you can check me out on Bigger Pockets. Friend me. You know, I'll accept your colleague request, no problem. We can talk some real estate shop, especially if you're in the Philly, New Jersey area. Would love to connect with you. So here we are. We're in a 1700 square foot house in Philly, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk Upper Darby. What up? Anthony wants to know where you can get a Bigger Pockets t-shirt. I had to scrape and claw to get this thing, and I do Facebook Living for Bigger Pockets, and it took me a while to get it. So I wish they sold them. I wish you guys could get them, but this is like coveted. I could probably auction this up for a lot of money, but they're very hard to come by for now. I think that there's plans to make them more accessible, but for now, I couldn't even get one for Andressa. I can get one only for me.
Come on.
No, I know. So can you give us a quick tour, and then we're going to do a tour, and then we'll talk numbers, because I know you guys love numbers, and we even have a little easel here that will do numbers for you guys on, and we'll talk all the financials. We did this whole deal with other people's money. How much money did you put into this property? Yeah. I didn't put any either.
0.
But we're going to flip this house. We are in the middle of flipping this house, and we're using 100% other people's money. Our investors were just here. They are super excited. We're excited. It's a win-win situation. They make money. We make money. Everybody's happy. Yeah. So Andressa is going to give us a quick tour of the property and just show us what we got. Tell us the floor plan. We'll go upstairs, up these rickety steps here. I'll put my life at risk for you. So give us a quick tour. I'm going to give Andressa the mic too. Here you go.
All right. So this is a very high demand neighborhood in Philadelphia. It's Graduate Hospital. So once this deal came through our pipeline, we had to move very, very quick. Mm-hmm. So this came through a wholesaler, and it was on one of the worst properties, I would say, that we came across. Mm-hmm. There was somebody living in the property as well, so we made sure, right, Matt, that this person moved out prior of our closing.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
And this was a full gut. Majority of our projects are always full gut. We don't do cosmetic just because we can't.
Yeah, right.
We feel you just can't do it. Yeah. So there was a wall over here in the middle, as you guys can see over there. We had to replace all the beams because, believe it or not, 2x4s was holding the upstairs bathroom. I don't know how it didn't fall on their heads, but this was the situation. And it was very, very, crowded. There was a lot of stuff. So we always make sure that the floor plan is always open. Mm-hmm. So you walk over here and you can see the high ceilings. we take advantage of that. And then we create a powder room over here. It's always good to have.
The powder room.
It is not too big. We usually do 6x3 powder rooms, but it's an extra, feature that it adds value to the property.
What kind of value? Like what? How much do you get versus like the cost versus the return on a powder room?
Listen, it really depends on your finishes. We are in Graduate Hospital, so they like a little bit, better. Yeah. So in the powder room, we just have a couple of $1,000 over here. It's not too much. It's not going to be like $5,000 to add an entire bathroom. And the value to me over here, you can calculate not just in value of the price itself, but people want to have the powder room here. So if they don't have the powder room, the houses tend to stay a little longer in the market. So that to me, you can start carrying.
Right. Yeah.
It is not a deal breaker, but we've been looking at the houses that sell the fast, and they do have a powder room in it.
Show us the kitchen.
So this is going to be actually a very big kitchen. We're going to make sure we have an island over here, and we changed the window in the back as we said we should. We would. It's more center, and then we're going to have the sink facing the window, and then come around. We have the stove, the microwave, the fridge, and the pantry on the side. Those two beauties over here just arrived today, so it's gonna get installed. Right now, we finished framing, we finished electrical, HVAC, and plumbing, all the rough, and now we need the inspection to move to the next phase. So we're moving along pretty well.
Cool.
On this project.
All right. Turn this around.
You're back.
I'm back on me. All right, we're going to do some numbers real quick of this property. And by the way, those of you who want to know, a powder room is pretty much what some people would call a half bath, right? That's the same thing. But that's the fancy way of calling it as a powder room. You can tell Andressa is also a realtor because she talks a realtor talk. Realtors call it a powder room. In construction, you might just call it a half bathroom because it's just, a toilet. And you're also in construction too, I know, but you talk like a realtor sometimes. So,
gotta sell it.
So we're going to go. No, powder is not a guest bath. That's a whole different thing. That's possible too. That's a great value add. But a powder room is literally just a sink and a toilet. You typically put them on the first floor so that when you have guests over, they don't have to go into your bathroom and go looking at your shampoo and your exfoliating stuff and everything like that to go to the bathroom. They can just use your bathroom right there on the first floor. So half bath, no shower. You got it. So here's the deal. Give me like a bunch of thumbs up if you guys want to talk numbers, because we're going to give you guys real numbers on this deal. This was an awesome deal we're going to go through with you guys, but I need to see some love, man. I want to see some thumbs up if we're going to do it. So I'll wait. So there's one. There's a million. All right, cool. Okay, cool. Let's do some numbers. All right.
Cool.
I'm going to turn the camera around again and have Andressa run through the numbers with you guys real quick. Like she said, this came through a wholesaler.
Correct.
OPM is other people's money. Very, very important. We're going to talk about that. By the way, if you guys want to learn how to flip houses with other people's money, meaning not your own money, we did this house with other people's money. I put very little, if not zero, into this house. But our private lender / investor did. So I'm teaching a webinar on Friday through Bigger Pockets at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Friday, 2 o'clock. And I'm going to teach you guys how to flip houses with other people's money. So if you want to learn how to flip houses with other people's money, go to biggerpockets.com/webinars. And at that link, you should be able to register for my webinar that I'm teaching, yours truly teaching a webinar Friday at 2 o'clock on how to flip houses with other people's money. You guys should totally check that out. So let me turn this around and Andressa will go through the numbers with you guys. So I'm going to keep the mic so I can narrate and ask questions too. So, okay, cool. All right, we can see it. Very good. So let's start with the buy price. This is, we're on 25th Street in Philly. So what did we buy this place for?
So we purchased it for $250,000.
$250,000 buy price.
Yep.
Okay. Are we going to get real technical and talk about closing costs too, or you want to just keep it real simple? And let's keep it simple. Yeah. So you guys want to budget for like say 2 to 3% in closing costs, except for in Philadelphia, you probably have to go a little more because of title transfer tax, right? So what do you budget for?
So our transfer tax is 4.1. It just went up.
I know, yeah.
So we need to, half of that is buyer, half of the seller.
Yeah.
So in this case over here,
well, the transfer tax before is total of 5%, right?
Yep.
5% of your purchase price. Welcome to Philadelphia. Awesome. Sharon just signed up for the webinar. Thank you. See you there, Sharon. In Philly, it's 5% of the purchase price. So 5% of $250K, which is $12,500. This is the lovely city of Philadelphia. Cost of doing business takes as title transfer tax. Almost every deal I've ever done, the buyer and the seller split that. So that's $6,000 on the buy side, $6,000 on the selling side. All right. So talk us through what was our renovation, and we'll talk you through the whole reno budget in a second here and show you guys physically what all work we're doing. But our reno, this is not a just come in and carpet and paint clean up job. This is a full gut. While Andressa writes that number, I'll show you guys. We gutted this property all the way down to the studs, and we're starting over. None of this wood framing you're seeing here is existing. This is all brand new. We exposed the brick. Lovely. Yeah. Okay, $115,000. You almost have to put your pinky next to your mouth when you say that. Wow, that's a lot of money in renovation. But we're doing a full gut on a 1,700 square foot house. And we're leaving no stone unturned. I mean, new roof, new windows, everything, new, right?
Everything brand new. You can't save much over here at all.
Yeah. So we're also lowering, and I'm not going to go down the basement because let me show you guys real quick what these basement steps will look like, just so you know. This is how you get down the basement. You got to walk that plank right there, and you got to walk down those basement steps. So no, I am not going to be going down the basement of this house. Sorry. But I'll just tell you that what we did down there was we lowered the basement floor so that you can finish off the basement, right? This is
separated out, so the laundry area, the mechanicals,
right?
So people have an extra space to enjoy downstairs.
It's like a second living room, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And so they came in with, our contractor came in with jackhammers and just lowered the basement by about what, a foot, maybe?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
They lowered the floor by about a foot in that basement so that it's a full stand-up basement. I'd love to show it to you guys, but I just love both my legs and how they work and love my arms, and I don't want to break any of them, so I'm not going down there. Maybe another day. Maybe we'll do another Facebook Live, and I'll take you guys down the basement once those stairs right there, once that gets installed there, then I'll go down. I'm already fretting going up these steps for you guys, which I'll do for you, to show you guys upstairs in just a second. George wants to know what neighborhood this is. You said it's Graduate Hospital. Graduate Hospital.
Very close to Center City. It's above Washington Ave. Washington Ave is basically a division between Point Breeze, which is also a very hot area, and Graduate Hospital. Mm-hmm. So it's very high demand, but there's not too much inventory.
Okay, cool. So reno is $115K. Now, let's talk about sell price. I'm going to turn the camera around real quick and tell you guys before we get into the sell price about carrying costs and how we structured this deal. So what we did was we came in with three private lenders, and we broke the deal down among $200,000 from one lender, $120,000 from the second lender, and then $65,000 from the third lender, right? And each lender's getting 12% on their money. We typically will offer a chunk of the upside profit, but on this deal, we didn't have to do that. With our lenders on bigger deals like this, we'll give them a little tick on the upside, like a percentage of ownership of the profit. This deal, we didn't have to for a lot of reasons. This is a really hot area and lots of equity in the property. Andressa's going to write the lender. I'm going to surprise you guys and write the lender and the ARV up on the board so we can talk about what it's all going to look like when it's done. So we just, through our network, and I'm going to talk to you guys about building that network on Friday through the webinar that you guys can register for Friday at 2 o'clock by going to BiggerPockets/webinars. I'll teach you guys how to flip houses with other people's money. So please give that a check. Because I'll be teaching you guys how to do it. Because that's what we did. We just went through our network and found people that have extra cash and want to make extra money. And so we very quickly put this together. How quick did we close this deal? from being aware of the deal to...
It was a week and a half.
Yeah, we closed this purchase in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. The last deal we did that we closed in 2 days. I've like literally I don't know anybody that's ever closed a deal that fast. I'm amazed that we're able to do it, and we did, because we have a few private investors that are awesome and are just trust us and are able to turn things around real quick. So Andressa put numbers up on the board. Okay, so we bought for $250. 115 reno. Our lenders are at 385, 12%. So that's pretty much $3,800 a month. This is a 6-month project. And that'll be about $17,000, $18,000 in interest, right?
That's correct.
ARV is $500,000. Wow. So,
and this number will define based on the comparables once the property is ready to go on the market. It's all about the comps. We work as an appraisal. We look at the ARV, and the appraisal will look like.
Do you have a profit line for what it is after we net out the realtors and the closing costs and everything like that?
Our final profit over here is $54,000.
Write that in big numbers on the board. So we're looking at $54K now. The ARV of $50,000 or $500,000 is very low. A house of the exact same layout as this just is under contract for $530 around the corner from here.
Well, we don't know the final price yet.
Okay.
They were listed at $519.
Oh, okay.
And the other one is listed at $539.9.
$539.9. Okay, cool. So real quick, let's see. Obidel wants to know my name. My name is Matt Faircloth. I've been on the podcast twice. I'm a regular Bigger Pockets contributor, hence I contributed for 2 years. They gave me a free t-shirt. This is Andressa Lampace. Hey. She's my business partner here in Philadelphia. And you have a Bigger Pockets profile, right? You better.
Oh, I do?
Oh, you better, right. Okay, so you can find Andressa. That's Andressa, Lobrace.
That's right.
You can find her on Bigger Pockets, and you can find me. My name is Matt Faircloth. It's Faircloth. You can colleague request either one of us. You'll accept the colleague request, won't you?
Of course.
Okay, cool. So that's us. Now, yes, the profits after you pay back to the lenders.
Correct.
So, all right. So I'm going to go put my life at risk and go upstairs and show you guys the upstairs of this place, because I think that Andressa's profit number of $500,000 is extremely conservative, and I'll show you guys why. Because our original projection. Now, just say a prayer for me if that's your thing.
Go ahead.
As I go up these steps, these wobbly. Look at this. Look at this. Like, this is like frame 2x4 that I'm walking on right here, right? So I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's literally just moving and wonky as I walk up it. I'm here, yay! Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you guys why I think the number's conservative, and Andressa is the conservative one of our partnership. There's 4 of us, but she's the really conservative one, which is why she does what she does for us, because you've got to have a conservative partner in your mix. You can't be aggressive, happy-go-lucky guy like me all the time. So this was originally supposed to be let me turn this around so we can talk here. This was originally supposed to be a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
That was our original plan, to be a 2-bedroom. But we look at the market, we saw what was selling fast, and we saw also what is active, what are our competition offering as well. So we had to brainstorm different options over here to get the best use of the entire space.
Yep. So we looked at options, and we made a few bedrooms kind of small, but that's okay, because we were able to turn this house into a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to do it this way, because I'll keep the mic. Now, if I can lift this up here and show you guys, can you show off this step, talk us through this whole rigmarole that we had to figure out? Because the second floor is actually bi-level, meaning that there's 2 different floor plates on the second and first floor, which we had to work our way around. So give us a quick tour and show us what we ended up having to do here to make it work.
So when we come across this type of layout, it's a little tricky, because if it was an entire floor plan, 1 level, then it's no-brainer. We can do different
this
things.
Looks like such a minor thing, this little area right here.
It is not.
That little step up, but it's not. That little 4x4 area can't be a part of a bedroom. You can't cut that up and make it a part of anything else. It has to be its own thing unless you want to raise the whole thing up, and that's a big job.
Correct. Right. So you either raise this part up or you bring this part down. By raising this second part up,
Yep.
I reduce the height of the ceiling in the back.
Right.
So then I need to raise the roof as well. If I bring this down, I kill the high ceiling from the first floor.
Yep.
So
this little 4x4 step right here caused us a bunch of stomach ache, but we got around it. Right. Yes. Okay, cool.
So we made the best decision over here, and we also need to take in consideration that that's the second part of the house.
Yeah.
It's narrow.
Yeah.
Than the first one, because you can see over there on the brick, it's shorter a little bit.
So we had this whole raised platform thing over here, right? And then we've got this whole second level over here that's at a different level. Correct. So originally the plan was to put a bath here and then a bedroom back there, and then a larger master bath up here. There was going to be a big master bedroom. But what Andressa came up with was, let's put the bath, the hall bath's elevated. It's up here on the platform. Right. And then we did a whole master bedroom suite with another bathroom. Boom. On the back of the area. Yeah. Right? So, awesome.
But the bathrooms over here, they're back to back, and they are lined up with the powder room downstairs. Mm-hmm. So it facilitates also the work for the plumber. It goes all the way down in one spot, which helps with the cuts. I can avoid drywall, cuts and all that. So that's what we do to avoid that.
Which is why I think we're going to get more than 500,000. But that's me being aggressive and being the positive guy, right?
Of course.
Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Let's go back downstairs and we'll talk over some more numbers. We're only one person on those steps at a time. You guys like this exposed brick, don't you? You guys love this exposed brick. You guys love this house. I haven't seen anything from you guys in a little while, so give me a thumbs up or a heart. Let me see some hearts. I haven't seen hearts. I love love. Give me some love. Let me walk really slowly down these steps so I don't hurt myself. So, anyway, here's my love. Lots of love. There we go. So I love this house too. I'm going to give this house a heart too.
The brick is also something that's very appealing for the target buyers over here. They want to have this.
All this brick remains exposed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, if you guys look, this all gets framed in and sheetrocked and everything like that, right? That's all going to be just walls and paint and everything like that. This is going to stay wide open and stay exposed brick. We're allowed to do this in a property because of the way that it's insulated, right?
Yeah.
There's a house on this side. If we're trying to do exposed brick on the front, you can't do that because you're not gaining your insulation. But because there's a property tied to the side here, we're allowed to do exposed brick on the, when you're tied to a neighbor on the side here, because you can achieve your insulation factor through the neighbor's property, right? So anyway, let's go through the numbers one more time with you guys. Cool. You guys can fire off some questions too. I can talk to you guys about raising money. Hey, we can talk about finding flips, that whole thing.
One thing that I want to point it out over here.
Okay.
Besides, when you always look at the carrying costs, the closing costs. We have another line that to me is very important. We take in consideration the first phase of the renovation. We add that over there.
Yep.
So we don't need to keep waiting for the bank to lend that money so we can get the job started. We can get started right away.
Yep.
And that money will come back to us later on.
Sure.
It affects the speed of the project.
Yes, just having extra cash. Like you want to raise a little extra cash. It's something that we talk about in the webinar I'm teaching on Friday on how to sell houses, how to flip houses with other people's money. I'm going to be teaching that. So you got to have a few extra bucks. Emmy just commented, it's really nice to see a woman talking too. And she's not just talking, Andressa runs our construction side of our company. So not only is she talking, she's our listing agent, but she also is the one that goes and gets in the face of our contractors, and they don't see her coming. And it's unfortunate you told me some stories of the lack of respect sometimes that women get in this business, but I don't think it's ever slowed you down, has it?
Oh, no. I have a no-excuse mentality, so I don't use anything, my height, my accent, or anything to stop me.
Right.
One of the funniest things that happened to me is when they came and I get about 2-3 bids in each property, and one of the guys didn't know me, and he was like, okay, do you want to talk to your husband about it? And I was like, no, sir, what comes out of his mouth goes.
Ah!
And then we did business later on. But
you forgave him of that, did you?
He had to give me a discount.
That's right.
It doesn't work well.
That's great. That's great.
Majority of the people that I do business are men, and I just don't even think about it when I do business with them. It is what it is.
Yeah.
We've been doing business with the same people for a long time.
Yeah.
The bad apples, of course, we eliminate them and we move forward because our standards. I have high standards, so everybody that we work with had to have these high standards, and that's why our properties sell very quick. So
I think I'll turn the camera around. I think that there's great benefit in having men and women in the real estate business because there's certain things that I'm great at. There's certain things my wife Liz is great at 100%. Too. But in playing that dynamic and utilizing our skills and not letting our differences cause strife between us, but letting our differences cause leverage,
100%,
right? Letting me fight some battles and her fight the other ones based on personality, based on who we are and everything like that. Just really has created a lot of great leverage in our business. I know it's been the same thing for you guys. So cool. I love seeing women in this business, and there's becoming more and more women in the real estate investing space. And the old school contractors are going to say things like, "Why don't you run that number by your husband?" I mean, but you can laugh about it too. So cool. Give us questions, guys. Give us some Q&A. I'll happily answer whatever you guys want. We got our numbers here on the board. We can go through with you guys. I can give you guys another tour, although there's not as much begging you guys can do to get me to go down to that basement. Not doing it. We can go back upstairs if you want and talk about the layout again. I'm glad to do that too. Since I got you guys, woman power, go, go, go. Since I got you guys one more time, we're doing a webinar on Friday at 2 o'clock Eastern time, teaching you guys how to flip houses with other people's money. It's absolutely something you guys should block out. It's a free webinar, by the way, through BiggerPockets. Go to biggerpockets.com/webinars, and you can register for that webinar that yours truly, will be teaching, and I'll show you guys how to set you guys up to flip houses with other people's money. So how did you source this deal? So we found the deal through a wholesaler.
Correct.
Which, if you guys are just getting started in the space, you want to do a lot of work to introduce yourself to wholesalers. I find that not many flip deals I get off the MLS because there's just too much competition, right?
Yeah, for us it's too late unless it's a pocket deal that is about to get on the MLS. So
right, pocket deals, like the realtors will list it, but then they bring their own clients through there, and then it magically sells. So
correct.
Landscaping, we don't do much of in Philly because you've got, I know, right? You guys will see the backyard. I'll show you the backyard. You decide how much of it we should landscape or not, I think landscaping matters to a point as much as it looks clean and tight and presentable, but to no taste. Like, don't worry about color. Don't worry about, certain taste that you may have. It just has to look nice and clean. Okay, nice. I'll show you guys the backyard. Stand at the edge of the yard, Andressa. Look at. There it is. The yard goes to right there. Okay.
Holes over here, so the backyard is about that.
And we're just going to pour concrete back here.
That's correct.
We're putting up a wooden fence. Yeah, and we're going to pour concrete. Yep. So, and that's it. It goes from there to there. So, cool. That's it. So, you guys have another question. How do you say landscaping matters? How do we source this deal? Oh, okay, so we found it through a realtor, or through a wholesaler, excuse me. A wholesaler made plenty of money, right?
Oh, yes.
I mean, he did real good on them. Yeah, he did good on this one, but he had other bidders. South Philadelphia is extremely competitive, so to get this deal, we ended up having to put our best foot forward and take his number at $250, and present that we could close immediately and all this other kind of stuff. The other thing that we did that I will teach you guys again about in the webinar is we laid the groundwork with investors that when this deal showed up, I had people lined up immediately. I'm kind of the money guy of our business. Andressa handles the contractors. Her husband Roberto does our acquisitions, and my wife Liz just keeps everybody honest and is like human resources for the for our company, and does a lot of other things too for us, and just keeps harmony in the company.
Absolutely.
But my job is to fund the deals, right? So when Andressa and Roberto showed up with this project, I had already lined up a bunch of investors, and I just took it out to my investors, and within probably 24 hours, 48 hours, I had the whole deal funded. These were repeat business people that had done repeat business with us. They knew the product we could produce. They were ready to go. They had money on the sidelines because they know that we produce deals pretty regularly. I think that it's imperative to build that network first, and I'm going to talk to you guys about what you have to have in place to build that network out of your own network. This isn't like country club money. These are just people, everyday folks that happen to have extra cash sitting around, that I can show you guys how to put that money to work in your business and give people alternatives to Wall Street, and such as investing and lending with you guys. So we got a bunch of questions just came up. Let me answer some questions. So, how much do you think landscaping matters? You got a bunch of fans all of a sudden. You guys like Andressa more than you like me. I know it. How much were the permits, and did you file for them? But now you're getting hearts too. If you guys like Andressa, give her a heart. So.
Yes, we always file for permits before we start the job. Demo permit first because I want to see.
So we don't know how much they were. How much were the permits?
Oh, I need to look at them because it's all my GC pays for them. Because when we hire them, it's a couple of grand. It's not much at all, but it is all on the GC
all yours
price.
Right there. Yeah.
Thank you.
You got those hearts. You guys
it's
are
on
giving.
The GC price and electrical, HVAC, and plumber. It's all on their estimate as well.
Right. So the GC files for all that stuff.
Yep.
You make sure that this is a flip lesson, right? Make sure that the conversation and permits is always had up front with contractors, because the biggest thing contractors try and slip on you is, that price doesn't include the permits, but they don't tell you that until after you've agreed on a number, right? It's not a whole lot of money most of the time, but it's a couple $1,000s either way. And so make sure that it's clear who's paying for permits before you guys go in.
Yeah, and before they start, I always make sure that they have in place before they start any type of project.
How many hours of personal time do you put into this project? So that's hard to say, Jamie. Andressa puts in a lot of hours into these projects. She's running her. You probably here every day, every other day.
Every other day I'm here, unless if I need to put a fire up, I am here right away.
I put in a lot of time before building a network of investors. So now my time involvement isn't much, but it's a long backlog of building reputations with investors and getting everything lined up for people to do business with us, so that I can just pull the trigger when I have a deal and investors are ready to jump on it. So a lot of back work. But this is not a full-time, this flip is not a full-time gig for either me or Andressa or her husband or anything like that, or my wife definitely. So, second, the permits question, can you talk a little about cost? Does it slow down project to wait for them? We talked about cost. Now, what about the timing on permits, right? So you talked about something interesting, which is what we do is we pull a demo permit first. You got everything down to the studs.
Correct.
And I can tell you, we didn't have the layout flat on this property until we did our demo.
No.
Because you got to get the demo down, you got to see what you got. Most townships will issue you a demo permit at the counter, meaning you just walk up, request the demo permit, and they'll hand it to you right there. So there's no time on waiting for a demo permit. Now, once you get the demo done, if you need architectural plans, if you need this, if you need that, engineering.
You can expedite in some cases, other cases you cannot expedite, and it really depends on the mood of the person. Sometimes they take a long time, sometimes they are quick.
Yeah.
This situation here, we closed on one day and the demo was already starting the next day. So that's also very important because I needed the entire place demo so we could finalize the layout.
Yep.
So that was, I already lined up my GC and everybody else.
It was quick. We're probably a couple weeks, right?
Yes.
2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the full thing. When you did your own first flip, did you start with your own money? I started with my own money for my first flips. Where you guys started flipping houses years ago? Did you guys doing your own money, or?
We did our own money and family money as well.
Me too. Yeah, family money, and I mean like immediate family money, and also our own money too.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend that's how you guys get started. If you can, if you have any means at all to do it, start flipping houses with other people's money first, or with your own money first. Don't go and try and pitch your network to invest with you if you've never invested in real estate before, ever done a flip. We talk about that again in the webinar that I'm teaching this Friday that you guys can take, which is how to flip houses with other people's money. Friday, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard. Go to biggerpockets.com/webinars to register for that, and I will teach you guys how to flip houses like this with other people's money. But that's one thing we talk about is, building a track record first, right?
Definitely.
So, yeah. Keep going. Watching from Afghanistan. Woo! What's up? You win the distance prize, I think, Wells. Thank you. I think you've watched before. I think you're in the military serving our country over there in Afghanistan. So thank you. Thank you for what you're doing for us. Any multifamily properties you're working on in Philly?
Yes.
Looking to use my VA, but still to buy a multifamily rather than a single family. Yeah, Andressa and her husband Roberto were doing a 3-family in Philly.
We just converted a 3-family, was 2 units at the top and a commercial unit at the bottom. We went through zoning, converted. We are starting demo on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
project.
A really exciting project. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if we all ask Andressa real nice, she'll give us another Facebook Live over there, and we'll get a tour. Is it occupied?
No.
Okay, cool.
No.
All right, yeah, we'll do another Facebook Live over there.
Awesome.
Cool.
If
you guys want to do that, if you guys want to tour a 3-family in South Philly that Andressa and her husband are working on, give me a thumbs up, because I got to see your validation of that, and we'll do a walkthrough. If you guys give me like 15 thumbs ups, we'll do it.
Awesome.
Cool. That's not enough. I want to see more. I don't know. We're not doing it yet. I want to see more. There's some hearts. All right. That's enough. Can't wait for the webinar. Good info. Cool. Oh man, you guys really want to see it, don't you? I pay for this deal. We pay our investors 12%. Lisa, we don't always pay that. Sometimes we do something called a preferred return, where they get a like 8%, let's say, on their money, plus they get a chunk of the profit. We're doing this on another deal where they're getting like 10% of the profit on the deal plus 8% on their money. So it averages out to be more than 12. For this deal, we just didn't have to, and it just was not necessary to pay a chunk of the profit on this project. So he stayed around 50K, but what's the timeline to realize from making the deal from selling? First of all, we're in Philadelphia. Hello to you from Philadelphia. Jose asked about the timeline, right? So a couple things. Part of our budget is a construction management fee, okay? So nobody's working for free. Andressa and her team for managing the contractors and running around and putting these guys in headlocks on a daily basis and making sure they're on timeline. There is compensation in the project for that. That's perhaps a way you guys can get started, is to offer your services as a project manager to another flipper to say, hey, listen, I'll keep your jobs on timeline. I'll send you guys regular reports. I'll send you photos. I'll do this. I'll do that. And they could fund the whole thing for you. And you end up being just the job site manager, kind of keeping things moving, and then you're really doing something with other people's money, and you get a track record, right? It's a great way to get track record to the business.
And learn a lot.
You're working with a mentee. I know he's flaking on you right now, but you've got a mentee.
He was late, so I had to let him go.
That's late one time?
No, several times, and I unfortunately can't take.
That's it.
Yep. It can't.
That's what it's
not on time.
High standards right here, and that's great because if you hold, they say everything, meaning the way you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Everything, exactly.
So when people show up late, it's never just they were late. It's a symptom of some other thing that's going on, right?
Yeah. So
cool.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So Jose, that's the answer to your question. The 50K is the bottom line profit, but there's also compensation for a management fee in there too. That's drawn out before that 50K gets realized. Correct. So that's a separate line item. Howdy from Texas. I'm looking forward to the webinar. Great job, Keith. I can't wait for the webinar too, man. I'll see you on Friday at 2 o'clock Eastern. Jeanette says, hello from Philadelphia.
Hey, Jeanette.
What are you doing? Come on down here, Jeanette. You can probably walk over here, right? So, how do you really start from scratch not knowing anything about flipping? Okay. Here's like 4 different ways you could get started, okay? You can go to school and get your real estate license, right? So
you learn theory.
Learn the theory, but also you can be a realtor and be like a realtor that specializes on flips,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
That's cool. You can mentor underneath an active full-time flipper like our company, like many others that are out there in Philadelphia. They're all over the place in Philly. You shouldn't have a problem finding anybody. You can start by wholesaling. Yeah. You know, a lot of people I know are looking to build up their coffers and their experience in real estate investing by being a wholesaler first, right? Mm-hmm. So there's other ways to do it. Listen, if you've got no money, no experience, I think the worst thing you could do is just jump in and make an offer on a deal, especially and enroll other people to give you their money into a project that you're not really qualified to run yet, right? So I would say get qualified, get your accomplishments up, get yourself a track record in the business, and then you can go start raising money. But that doesn't mean you got to be on the sidelines. You can be involved in the business
And
right?
that's something that tied up to what I'm thinking. You probably have a lot to offer, either your time, your skills. So look at yourself and see what you have to offer to other people, because it's always an exchange.
Yeah.
So here, man, I have this time available this week. Can we exchange what you need? And here's what I have to offer. So partnerships also are a great way to learn.
Yeah.
That's how we started.
I agree. So you guys let's talk about some more questions. Anybody got any Q&A? Anybody in the middle of a deal they want to talk about? Anybody looking to get started want some more advice? Anybody want to know more about this deal? So where in Philly do you suggest getting mentored? I mean, you could talk about going to some of the real estate networking groups. I don't know if there's if there's not a Bigger Pockets networking group here in Philly, there should be.
Yeah, there's
and maybe I know someone who should maybe start a Bigger Pockets networking group here in Philadelphia. Nobody in particular. Maybe Jeanette can reach out to Andressa and you can get one going, right? But there should be, if there's not a Bigger Pockets group, there should be. Locate a local circle of real estate investors through the National Real Estate Investors Association.
Mastermind meetings as well.
Mastermind meetings.
Meetups are great ways to learn and meet other people. And you also have a feeling of people that you like to work with and others that you don't. So it's always that two-way conversation that I would say that's the best way to find out.
I used to run a networking group in Princeton. I'm thinking about starting a BP networking group in New Jersey, where I'm from, but I go to the one in New York all the time it's run by Darren Sager. I walked one of his job sites in North Jersey last week. You guys can still check out in the video archive. He and I walked a two-family that he's got going on. That's awesome. Brian would join a Bigger Pockets Philadelphia networking group. Just saying. You got 3 members right here. So
let's do it.
Yeah. Best way to find okay, Naomi wants to know best way to find a contractor. Here's my idea. I think you just did it the other day when we were at another job we got.
Yes.
Walk the streets and look for people working. Look for job sites that are active and find out who's doing the work if you like the work they did. We're doing a job on the other side of South Philadelphia, and we just walk and hey, this is a really great new construction project. And they had it up in like 2 months.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So we just walked up, and Andressa happens to speak Portuguese, and so she was. It's a Brazilian contractor, you're Brazilian as well. Yeah. So before you know it, you're buddies with these guys,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah.
So that's a great way to find it. What I look at, for example, you can find contracts through the MLS. I look at the properties that sold faster, but I also have a high quality, and then I look who did that project, and you're gonna see a pattern of projects. So I contact those contractors, and I always go to their job site. I want to see how they run their project, and I talk to them about what do they have going on, how much they can handle everything. They don't come with guarantees. They don't.
I find another way to meet contractors, I've heard another person say this, is you go to Home Depot or Lowe's at like 7 o'clock in the morning, early. Don't go at like 10, because you don't want to do business with a contractor that's still at Home Depot at 10 in the morning. You want to do business with a contractor that's there at 7, okay, 7:30, and then go with a stack of your business cards. If you don't have them, go make them. And just go and meet contractors and ask them what kind of work they do, what they're working on right now. Ask them if you can look at their job sites. That's a great way to meet contractors.
Absolutely.
So I would join a PP networking group in Philly. There's another one. Lisa, I run a group in Princeton. Andressa, you do some networking in Philly too, right?
Absolutely.
So, cool.
And Liz and I, we run mastermind meeting for women in real estate. So masterminds have been a great experience also to keep an open mind and have accountability. Yeah.
Yvette asks, what are some parts of Philly you recommend looking in? We're in Graduate Hospital. We're working in Point Breeze. We're building 3 houses in Kensington. We are, that's on the border of Kensington and Fishtown. Those are good areas.
Correct.
I know it's competitive and expensive, but you know what, Yvette? That's the reason why they're expensive is because the houses sell here quick. We're only doing flips in those areas, but if you want to do rentals, there's other parts of the world like Germantown you can look in and stuff like that.
Yeah. Most South Philadelphia are great areas.
Yeah, a lot of South Philadelphia. I don't know if there's Ronell. You can look on the Bigger Pockets marketplace for meetups and find if there's something in Vegas. And if there's not, start it. Start your own. That's a great way to own the conversation and to get some notoriety for yourself is by being in charge of a meetup. So Okay, so the webinar, one more time, is biggerpockets.com/webinars. I think there's an S in there. If there's not an S, then it's just a webinar. But I'm teaching a webinar this Friday on how to flip houses with other people's money this Friday. Come check it out. Biggerpockets.com/webinars. How to flip houses with other people's money. 2:00 Eastern Standard Time. I will be teaching that. You guys should totally check that out. Absolutely. Oh, and BP is going to be doing some giveaways, especially if you guys don't have a pro membership. Bigger Pockets is going to be offering a phenomenal deal on pro memberships and a giveaway too. Awesome. For those that don't have pro memberships. So check that out too. If you've been thinking about getting a pro membership, not sure yet, wait till Friday. Do it then, because they're going to be doing a big giveaway for that on the webinar too. So they do webinars, Christina. There's like a Webinar Jam is the software they use or something like that. It's pretty seamless. They just email you a link. You click on the link at the time of the webinar. You watch it. If you can't make the webinar, you can watch the recording and watch it like within a couple of days. The recording stays active. So, hi Matt. I only managed to join this video 10 minutes back. Missed the first part of your vid. Just a quick question: how many flips should you handle at one time? What is your name? Your name is Rolf. So how many do you think? It depends on if you're doing it full time. Let's pretend that Rolf's doing it full time. How many flips do you think you should handle?
For how long has been doing it full time?
Let's say, I'm making the whole thing up. Let's pretend Rolf's been doing it full time for like a year.
A year?
Yeah.
In my experience, we started with 1, 2, and then when we can manage 1 and 2, and then we add 3, and then when we can manage the 3, not get crazy, and then we start adding more. Liz and I always talk about scaling and using different tools to support that. You have to have a good team, title, broker, partners that can support you with the scaling part. So it really depends on the systems that you have in place.
Yeah. System. So the more deals you do, the more systems you implement. Every time you do a deal, document what you learned and then implement those systems on the next deal and do it again. But I would say somewhere between 3 and 5, Rolf, if you're fully established and you're doing it full time and you've got your funding lined up, that's about as many as you want to be doing. So where can we send you deals? Email. Ooh. You want to send us deals? I love that. Yeah, right. Hey, we'll take them. We'll take deals. You can obviously contact me or Andressa. This is Andressa Lobrace, Lobrace. You can look her up on Bigger Pockets, and you can look up yours truly, Matt Faircloth, on Bigger Pockets as well. And also you can listen to podcast number 88 or number 203, and that's me and my lovely wife Liz, who is at home with our 3-month-old and our 3-year-old. So yeah, she's the best. So that's her bestie over here. So cool. Cool. And you guys have any more questions? You want to talk some more real estate shop? I forgot to beg and plead you guys to share this video, because that's something that I love to see you guys, is when you share the video with other people in your network. Here's something I recommend you guys do. I know we're getting towards the end here, but here's something that if you guys don't broadcast to your network that you're an active real estate investor, even if you're not doing it full time, I recommend that people share stuff like this. Share stuff from Bigger Pockets, especially this video, because we're over here talking about real estate investing. The reason why I think you should share stuff like this on your profile is just write something like, hey, these two guys, I'm a full-time real estate investor, Andressa's a full-time real estate investor. You want to be full-time real estate, or you wouldn't be watching this video at 2 in the afternoon on on a Wednesday, right? Because you're real estate junkies like we are, right? So you want to be doing this full-time, even if you're not. Put it out to your network and say, oh, awesome, 3 people just shared it. Put it out and say, hey, listen, these 3 people are investing full-time, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm a full-time investor. Or if you are already, say, I'm a full-time investor. These guys are too. What do you guys think? And I think that every time I put stuff on my profile, like we bought an apartment building, I put it on my profile. Hey, we just bought this great apartment building. And I was also, because I was proud of it, wanted to share a win with my network. Yeah. But I landed one investor just by putting a post on Facebook. Okay, yep. So you can do that too. I promise. If you guys share stuff like this, like share this video on your Facebook post or on anywhere in your network, you're gonna get people that are gonna come to you and say, "Geez, I sure would love to invest in real estate, but I don't have the what." Time. I don't know that. No. They got the money. You don't want the people that don't have the money, but you want people that come to you and say, geez, I sure would love to invest in real estate, but I don't have the time. Now, what that means is that they have money. They just don't have the time to put it to work. Well, guess who's got time to put that money to work? This guy. She does, and you do too. Especially if you got time to be watching Facebook videos at 3 in the afternoon, you got time to be putting money to work. Not saying you shouldn't be. We're learning with us here, right? But if you guys have time freedom, then you are able to put people's money to work. So I'll get off my soapbox, but I firmly believe that real estate investors can offer alternative wealth building strategies to people that don't have the time to step off and do what we do daily.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Now, another thing that I will say about Bigger Pockets, Matt and I, we met through Bigger Pockets. We were heavily networking over there, and we met somebody from New York that connect both of us. So it's sometimes you never know who you're going to meet, who you're going to exchange contact, that in near future can be your future partner as well.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, you meet. That's how we met on Bigger Pockets. And now my wife and you are working on some really cool projects that are beyond exciting. Flipping houses and even cooler stuff, and everything like that. And just BP's is a phenomenal space. Whether you're a pro member, which all you guys should be if you take your business seriously, but if you're 100%. Not, you can do it for free too. So we got a ton of more questions. Come on in here. So, Linda, everybody loves you today. Everybody loves Andressa. I love you too, Linda. But we all Andressa's awesome. We're just getting started. Terry wants to know, we're just getting started. Where do we find investors for funding deals? You should watch the webinar on Friday at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. By the way, even if you guys can't make the webinar, register for it because Bigger Pockets will send you the link. If you want the deals that they're going to offer for the pro membership, you have to do it by midnight that Friday, I believe. So make sure that if you don't watch it there at Friday at 2 o'clock Eastern, that you watch it sometime later that day so you can take advantage of the deals that they're going to give on the pro membership, right? Okay. Antoinette wants to know if I can use a 203K loan. You're getting complicated, Antoinette, but I suppose you could. You want to take a 203K loan, buy from a wholesaler, then refinance with a VA loan, or do you need cash to buy from a wholesaler? You don't have to have cash. The 203K loan is going to be a pain in the butt. Because there's a lot of paperwork, a lot of hoops to jump through and everything like that. But if you're already pre-qualified for a 203K, you can buy from a wholesaler and use it and then refi. But you got to live there, right? So don't be trying to pull that game where you don't live in the property. You're trying to do it a backdoor flip with a 203K loan because you can get busted for that. And it's just not good integrity to do it. So if you're going to be living in the property, then go ahead and do that. But it just may take a while, maybe some hoops, but you can get into it with low or no money down. So, I'm ready to start doing some flips in the New York, New Jersey area. Bigger Pockets is the daily inspiration. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you. Shout out from Scranton Wilkesboro Market. What's up, Zach? That's my son's name. I love that name, Zach. So shout out to you, man. I've heard that Wilkesboro is actually a really growing marketplace. I went up there to visit one time to go look at the real estate up there. So, Zach, I think you're in a really good market. Good for rentals, I think. So congrats, man. My son is going to take the test for real estate, and I'm going to tell him to join Bigger Pockets. Awesome. Totally, Jeanette.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Get the license. Take the licensure class. In Jersey, anyway, it takes 2 weeks to get the license. So anyway, Antoinette, I'm glad you're going to live in the property. I think that's a better play. So cool. What time are we at? Cool. We're an hour. That went so fast. Cool. All right. One last time. Biggerpockets.com/webinars, biggerpockets.com/webinars. Please register for the webinar that I'm going to teach on Friday. If you take your business seriously and you want to learn how to flip houses with other people's money, I'm going to teach you guys about how to put together a portfolio and a presentation for your investors. We'll talk about how to find investors and how to structure deals too. We can talk about that in the Q&A section. The webinar is going to be a lot about just the generals of what is fix and flipping, what is private money, and then the nuts and bolts of what you need to assemble before you go meet with that private money lender, right? And just how to have them take you seriously, because sometimes you only get one shot at these things.
100%.
So anyway, biggerpockets.com/webinars, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Friday. There is a type of renovation loan that you can do as an investor not living in the property. It can't be multifamily though. I'm not sure about that, Kelly, but I do know that a lot of banks, like if you approach a small community bank, like a small bank in your area that's maybe got like no more than 8 or 9 branches, I've been able to convince banks like that to fund fix and flips deals, but you got to put a lot of equity up. There's a few hoops they're going to make you jump through and everything like that. So you can work with banks on it. I'm not aware of any FHA or VA money that used to be out there, but after the crash in 2007, things changed a bit. So Cool. Awesome, guys. Well, listen, I got an hour is what we had for this thing, so I got to shut this down. Webinar on this Friday. I'll be doing Facebook Live 2 weeks from now, so come and check us out Facebook Live again. Keep an eye on the Bigger Pockets Facebook page for an exact time and location on that one. So use separate LLC for this flip. I love your guys' questions, so I'll keep answering. No, we didn't do a separate LLC for this flip.
Not for this one.
No, you don't have to every time. We're doing a bigger project. We're building 3 houses up in North Philadelphia. That'll be a separate LLC because it's a little larger. So you don't have to do separate LLCs every time. So cool. Awesome, guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great, great day. Go out and do something profitable. See ya.